Welcome back, trainers. So with the new season in the Go Battle League, let's go ahead and see the performance of Mawile in these lower ranks. Let's get into the battles. Alrighty, trainers, so I had a lot of fun with the Shadow Mawile in these lower ranks because not everybody is used to going up against it, and it potentially caught them off guard, as we're going to be seeing here. So going into the first battle, we're met with a Venusaur, and we are in rank 3, by the way. This Venusaur does have Razor Leaf, so that is going to charge their charge moves at a very slow rate. They're making a switch into a Alolan Sandslash, and this Mawile is just going to absolutely demolish it because it is going to be both Steel and Ice type. So just completely destroyed it. They do have an Azumarill in the back. We have used Power Up Punch twice at this point, so we're going to be able to go for Iron Head and do a lot of damage, seeing that we have vamped up our attack. And Iron Head is going to be doing neutral damage to Azumarill, seeing that it is going to be part fairy. So we're going to be letting the Mawile go down. It did its job very well. And now we're going to be able to go in here. They're making a switch back into Venusaur, and we're going to go ahead and go in with our Hypno, which is going to have super effective Confusion. They're finally able to get to a charge move. Just a little heads up, you may want to go with Vine Whip, which is going to be able to charge your energy a whole lot faster on the Venusaur, although there are strategies with that Razor Leaf. So for the next battle, we're met with a Skarmory, and the game is over. That's right. They just, gave up right there. They probably knew exactly what was going to happen. Potentially, they had other Pokemon weak to fire. Really quick battle there. Into the next one. Let's go. We're met with a Hypno here. Now, this is not a match I particularly like to be in here. It's kind of a big risk letting this first one go through. It could be a Fire Punch, but it was not, so we're looking okay here. We're just going to go ahead and go with the Iron Head. They're letting it go through, and we're able to take out that Hypno. I was getting ready for a switch here, and they're going to be going in with the Haunter, taking us down, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and go in here with Hypno. Super effective confusion damage, but we need to look out for the charge moves in return. Didn't necessarily need to shield that. I don't usually do, but I wanted to preserve the health and then catch the second Shadow Punch with my Azumarill here and then take down the Haunter. They still do have 2 shields, so I need to kind of work around this. Now, unfortunately, I am not going with the Hypno that does have Thunder and Ice Punch. I am currently with Side Strike and Shadow Ball. I did TM away the other charge move. I wanted that kind of combination. It's kind of almost like a mini Mewtwo in the Great League with Side Strike and Shadow Ball. So we're not going to have super effective Thunder Punch, but let's see how we can work around this. Not looking great. And we're just going to go ahead and go with the Psyshock here. There's nothing else we can do. They have 2 shields left, and we have 1, so we're saving it to the very last second, and we're going to be using it there. Just an Ice Beam, but still doesn't matter. We want to preserve this health here, but unfortunately it's not going to look like we're going to be able to pull the win here. Now, I do like to include a lot of these losses because I don't want to sell you guys short on how good a potential Shadow Pokemon is going to be actually doing in the Great League. And if you're just seeing battles with it winning, you're going to be like, wow, this thing's amazing, and then you're going to have some losses and be like, it's not as good as he said. But you have to really know how it works as well, and exactly how it's going to be able to perform up against specific Pokemon. So we had a good matchup. They switched into Frostlass. We could have went with Ironet here. That would have probably taken it out, but unfortunately we went for the Power Up Punch, but that's okay. We're just making our Fire Fang even stronger. So let's see what they have. They're going to be going back in with Shifter. We were able to take it out, so I guess it wasn't a horrible idea, and they have a Meganium in the back, so inevitably here it is looking pretty good. So we're able to just keep going with this Power Up Punch and Fire Fang. We're going to be able to take out this Meganium. Wow, Mawile just ran through that whole team. You're going to see that actually a few times here. So let's continue on. We're met with an Altaria. So this is not a horrible matchup. This is actually pretty good. They're switching into Registeel. And what I decide to do at this point, because I did bring back the Hypno, I do believe with Thunder and Ice Punch, I have a Azumarill in the back as well. So we don't need to switch out to have our Mawile line up with the Altaria again because, well, we have counters. So we're just going to take out this Registeel here with our Mawile, just put it in work, and we're able to take it out with a shield left as well as a ton of health. They're going in with Deoxys. Since we did get off a couple of Power Up Punches, I was thinking about going for Iron Head. It looks like I'm just going to go for a Power Up Punch. We got a shield out of them. Fantastic. All right, so at this point, we're going to let it go down for sure. And of course, when I switched off the Hypno, that has Shadow Ball, and now there's a Deoxys defense for him. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go in there with the Hypno. and just take this charge move here. Just the rock slide. Hypno is very tanky, and now we get to go for the ice punch. Super effective. This is exactly what I was talking about and why we did not need to switch out with that nice matchup against the Registeel, especially with a bit of energy advantage. So they're going to be taking out the Hypno, which is perfectly fine. They're shieldless, and what we're going to do is gain a little bit more energy than we need for Ice Beam, so we can have energy for the next Pokemon here. Because we're pretty comfortable, we have a shield left, we're looking fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and take out that Altaria, and we're going to be able to get to an Ice Beam, and this should take out the Deoxys here, and we're going to be able to take the win. Looking good. So we have been, performing pretty good with the Shadow Mawile, moving up to rank 4. So from here on out, that's what we're going to be taking a look at. So moving it on to the next battles, and always keep in mind, when you're in these lower ranks, when a new season does begin, it doesn't mean everybody is unexperienced. There could be some very good players amongst them because, well, we're all kind of in the same pool right now for the same kind of day or so until everybody starts sorting out their ranks. Anyways, they make a switch into Registeel here, and there's nothing we can really do except for go for the Thunder Punch, because of course Ice is not going to be very effective. And what I like to do between fluctuating between different Hypnos, additionally, is if I do not have a great attack, is build up beyond what I currently do have for the Thunder and Ice Punch to make the illusion as if I'm going for something bigger, and then I could potentially get the shield like I did in the beginning there. So my Mawile is ready for action here. We're going to be shielding this up. Focus Blast, that would have hurt quite a bit. We're going to be able to finish them off just with Fire Fang, not getting off a power-up punch at this time. Going to see what they're going to bring in here. It's going to be an Azumarill. So we're going to go ahead and go with Iron Head because we've seen the damage on this thing. And I'm really coming to like the Iron Head over Play Rough because, well, it gets to it a lot faster, and it's hitting Azumarill pretty hard, and a lot of other things potentially that would Play Rough would as well. And Play Rough just takes forever to get to. We're going to be going for another one here, getting their last shield. They're going to go in here with Hypno to catch this charge move. Unfortunately, I did not, though, because it had so little health that it just was fainted out with the bubble. But we're still in a comfortable position here. Gonna farm a little bit more extra for whatever they do have in the back and potentially hit them because, well, we have to ride on this. The Mawile, is going to be in the back there, but we still need to think about something that it's not going to be very effective to. So it's going to be that Deoxys. We're just going to go ahead and go with that Hydro Pump here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this one off. So unfortunately for this one, I do remember this mess up here. So what I do is I tried to switch into the Mawile here, and that was foolish because I were able to gain a little bit more energy to get off this rock slide. I could have just potentially maybe bubbled down, and I could have taken the win there, possibly, but nonetheless, good game. All right, moving it on to the next one here. We're met with a Shadow Gardevoir, which we're going to be able to win this matchup, although the charms are still going to be doing a lot of damage, as you can see. So what's going to help us get the leg up is going to be this Power Punch, which is going to be doing more damage now with the Fire Fang, and we're going to be able to take down that Gardevoir. They're going to be bringing in a Alola Marowak, and at this point, I'm just going to go down because we do not want to lose switch advantage. That's perfectly fine if they gain a bit of energy, because we do have the Azumarill that's going to be able to go in here and handle this thing. Shadow Ball is going to hurt, but they are making a switch into their Azumarill themselves, and we're going to go in with our Hypno, and since we do have that Thunder Punch, we're going to be able to win this battle here, so long as we did kind of enter in at the same time and have about even energy. Even if they had a little bit more than me, I should potentially be able to win depending on what I shield up and what they hit me with their charge moves. So going for another Thunder Punch here. And we're looking fantastic. And they're using a shield there. We're going to go ahead and let this go through. It is going to be a Play Rough. It is hurting, doing a decent amount of damage. Yeah, they're making a switch, and they were trying to take out our Hypno with a Bone Club, which would have done it, I think. But we made a very quick swap into our Azumarill to catch that, and we're going to try to bait out their shield, and fantastic. That's their last shield here. I think I'm going to be letting this go through, yeah. And at this point, we're looking great. I think we can just bubble down and then hit the next Pokemon with a charge move, and we're going to be looking great. They're going for another Shadow Ball, and we're just going to go straight Hydro Pump at this point and take the win with our nice shiny Azumarill here. So this is looking good. On to the next match. So this is a battler, I do believe, who is pretty good. All right, so let's see what happens here. We're met with a good lead, and they switch into Dewgong. Now check out what happens to me here. This could be the confusion animation, but it was not letting me hit the Thunder Punch. Check it out. And just like I described in my last video, we were having a bit of issues with quick moves not actually gaining energy or doing damage. I don't think they were gaining enough energy like they should have there. I think it stopped a bit, but nonetheless, we're still going to continue on. They were able to get off 2 icy winds, which is not right. Before us, we should have been able to hit a Thunder Punch in between there, so that kind of put us at a disadvantage. So now we're going to go ahead and go in here with our Mawile. Unfortunately, we just wanted to take that attack there. Probably better for our Azumarill, but that's okay. We're going to go in here with our Azumarill, and let's just hope they do have Hydro Pump here. And let's see what they're going to hit us with. It is going to be a Hydro Pump. So we know that the Mawile can handle the Altaria to some degree here, but we have to play this out correctly. We still have 2 shields, so we're looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and go with the Hydro Pump again. And they're shielding that up. That's going to be their last shield there. So at this point, I'm going to need to shield this up as well. Getting ready for them. I thought they might switch and try to hit me with a Sky Attack, but I switched into my Mawile. I was trying to catch the Iron Head onto the Azumarill, but unfortunately they made a very nice switch into their Altaria, but that's okay because it still did a good amount of damage. Now I should have went for Iron Head. This is going to be another mistake that I made here. So should have totally went for Iron Head, and they're going to be hitting me with Sky Attack. We're going to go in here, just go for the Ice Beam. I could have potentially farmed a little bit here, so I had more energy ready to go for a charge move a little bit sooner. Let's see exactly how this is going to play out. Very close match here. We're able to get to the Hydro Pump. All right, so let's see it. Oh my gosh, they're holding on by 1 or 2 HP, and they're able to get to a charge move. Is it going to be Ice Beam? It is Hydro Pump, and they take us out. So good game. Well played, sir. All right, so let's see what happens for the next matches here. And it was happening, the energy non-gaining for the quick moves for the majority of the time with Mawile. So we had a good lead, and they switched into Toxicroak, and I made a huge mistake, and I switched into Azumarill. I mean, it's not the worst, but that's super effective Sludge Bomb here. I could have went into Hypno, and we would have been in a beautiful position, so let's see if I can get myself out of this. Alright, so we're able to actually get to an Ice Beam, which is big here. So thank goodness. They were trying to farm us down. They are using their last shield. So we're going to be able to go in here with Hypno. And we're going to shield up this Sludge Bomb, which would have done a good amount of damage. Take down that Toxicroak. They are shieldless, so we have a bit of advantage here. We're going to switch into Mawile against that Ferrothorn. Man, we would have just tore it to pieces, but they made a switch into their Frostlass here. Could have went for another Iron Head, but I went for Power Up Punch. What I was thinking at this point is I wanted to vamp up the Fire Fang for the Ferrothorn. So as soon as it gets in here, I'm going to be hitting these Power Up Punches back to back. I think, oh, nope, they're going to be able to get off a charge. And unfortunately, I'm just within range for them to take me out. Oh, it's Thunder. Actually, that would have actually just done neutral and still hurt quite a bit. And we're not even able to get off a Fire Fang onto that Ferrothorn. But it looks like we're going to be able to recover this battle here, even though we made that horrible switch, thanks to Hypno's tankiness. And we're going to be able to go for that Ice Punch and take the win against that Ferrothorn there. It's a good game. So you can come back from bad switches. You just have to play it right. So for our next match, we're met with a Stunfisk, and that is not great. Don't really like seeing that. So we're going to be switching into our Hypno here to absorb the charge move, whatever it is, and they're deciding to stay in here. I'm going to be going for Ice Punch, which is going to do super effective damage. Getting hit by another Discharge here, and Hypno just taking those hits like a tank that it is. Love it. They're switching into a Alola Marowak. Now, we don't really have anything that we can do, so we're just going to go ahead and let this thing go down and go in here with our Azumarill. But we're actually surviving, and we're able to get off a Thunder Punch. Any bit of damage is going to help, and that's great. Able to get off one more Confusion as well. And then we're going to go in here with our Azumarill and just farm down at this point. I think we do decide to let this go through. That's fine. The Azumarill can take that. And now we have a bunch of energy. They're going to be going back in with the Stunfisk, and we're going to be going with the Ice Beam here. So we're kind of in a jam. They're letting it go through because the Mawile does not want to see that thing either. But they let the Ice Beam go through, so we're looking pretty good. We're able to get to another one. Let's see if they decide to use their last shield. And they do not. In comes the Skarmory, and at this point, the game is pretty much sealed for me because I do have Mawile in the back with Fire Fang and Power Up Punch. So they're letting that go through here. And I do believe they're going to be farming quite a bit so they could potentially hit back to back on the next Pokemon here to just farm the Azumarill down. That's, you know, the way you want to play it. Very good, saving that shield for the very late game here, but unfortunately the Fire Fangs are just going to accumulate way too fast, and I'm going to be able to take that Skarmory out with super effective damage. And Mawile just putting in work. Let's go. I'm loving this thing like always, guys. It was probably the best PvP investment and one of the funnest Pokemon that I do currently use. So we're met with a great lead. They're switching into Alola Marowak, and we're going to be going into our Azumarill. So the same old song and dance here. We're going to go ahead and let this go through. And I think we're just going to go ahead and go with Hydro Pump. A lot of people think you're going to go with the Ice Beam bait, but we're just going to go for the big move and take them out. So that's great. Expecting the Meganium to come back in here, we're able to get to an Ice Beam. I think they had a Frenzy Plant. They just wanted to farm a little bit more, or farm us all the way down, it looks like. But I think they got nervous there. They didn't want to get hit by another Ice Beam. And I'm pretty comfortable in this position. I can just go back in here with Mawile, expecting a potential Earthquake here. It's going to be a Frenzy Plant bait, but that's okay. That still would have done a lot of damage. And at this point, we can just vamp up our Fire Fang with the Power Up Punch and just block whatever it does throw at us. This is probably going to be an Earthquake. Yep. So good thing we blocked that. That's fine. Now our Mawile is doing a ton of damage. They have a Bastodon, and our Power Up Punch is just getting stronger. And this is going to be doing a lot of damage to that Steel and Rock type. And I wanted to catch a Charge Move with the Hypno, but I didn't really catch it, so that's fine. Still going to absorb the Charge Move, and we're just going to do as much damage. I was contemplating whether or not this was a good switch or not, guys. This is going to be a close one here. So they used their last shield, which is good, I guess. It doesn't really matter at this point for me. And getting off another one. So it looks like what they're trying to do is just farm down so they have enough energy to hit the Mawile with a Charge Move as soon as I enter. Now, what I should have done there was switch into the Mawile so they had no chance to use it, but the Mawile was able to take them out before they hit their charge anyway, so lucky break for me right there. On to the next match, we're met with a Shiftry. This is going to be a great matchup for us. They're switching into Toxicroak, and we're going to go ahead and go into Hypno, the correct switch this time, guys. We're not going into Azumarill, going into Hypno, and this is going to be fantastic. Look at those confusions. Doing so much damage to that poison and fighting type. They're going to be bringing back their Shiftry, and I love this combo on Hypno. And take a look why. We're going to be able to go for that Ice Punch, and they did use a shield there. It looks like they're farming at this point quite a bit, so they have a lot of energy for whatever I do bring in. And we know exactly how fast Shiftry can gain energy from our personal use, as well as probably yours as well. Going back in here with the Mawile and getting off that Power Punch immediately here. And we're going to be shielding this up. Yes, we do resist it. We are Steel type, but it's going to do a lot. And I knew they were going to hit me with a back-to-back, so we're going to be able to survive, take them out. And let's see what they have. It's going to be a Registeel. So you give Mawile an inch, and it will take a mile, guys. That's the way it goes. And what I mean by that is if it has a shield and a little bit of health going up against a Registeel, have a look and see what it can do. We're able to take out a full Registeel with barely any health because Mawile's beautiful. It is the perfect match to go up against it. So that's great. Able to take that win there. And on to the next match, we're met with another Shadow Pokemon. It's going to be a Victory Bell. They're retreating immediately. And I kind of got a little stumped on what I should switch into. Obviously not a Azumarill, but I was just thinking about the matchup if I should maybe stay. So we're just going to go ahead and go Hypno and go with the Ice Punch because, well, the Thunder's not going to be very effective. Unfortunately, we had a tie, and I should have maybe just farmed down at this point, so kind of wasted energy because the Confusions were still doing quite a bit of damage. I should have been able to farm it down. They're going to be bringing back that Shadow Victory Bell, and we're doing a lot of damage because it is going to be super effective Confusion. Mawile goes in and just mauls it like it does. Very good. And we have an Umbreon in the back, and we're just going to play this one out. We're looking pretty good because we still do have that Azumarill, which is going to have a fantastic matchup against the Umbreon here. The Mawile is also going to be good up against it. It could have potentially went for Iron Head, but we're doing super effective damage, and the more we get off these Power Punches, the more damage they're going to be doing themselves, as well as the Fire Fang, of course. So we do go down, and we're in a pretty comfortable position, and I do believe they give up the match, and good games there. Alrighty, so moving it on to the next one here. And this is also going to be the very last battle as well. So if you do enjoy these battles, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe, turn notifications on, and I will be continuing to keep you guys updated and bring you some more Go Battle League battles as the Season 2 continues on here. This is pretty fun because we do have a lot of Pokemon under our arsenal that we can use, that we are comfortable using in a team. And let me tell you what, I have put together a team that I think is going to perform pretty good, and I'm very excited. We haven't used this combination before on the channel whatsoever, so I haven't told anybody. It's a complete secret. Just going to go into the Go Battle League and see how it does perform. You know, here I go again with those tests, guys. Here I go again. But I have a feeling that it's going to perform great. We'll see. Anyways, we're up against the Gramble here. I did make that switch with the Azumarill to catch that crunch. Very nice. And they do have an Altaria in the back, and this is a, yeah, this is a pretty good position to be in, right? So we had a good first day with the Mawile. We had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we're not able to get to rank 5 on the first day because we did take about, I'd say, 6 losses, which I would say were good losses. I mean, those were great games. There may have been a few errors on my end, or even a few times where the energy wasn't gaining, but it doesn't really matter. It's still a good match. Let's just say it like that, right? And I did even get a good consolation prize, a decent Stunfisk, which I think I'm going to invest in. So for our last set, we did go 5-0, looking good. So I just might invest in this and buy a secondary move. We'll see how it works out. But nonetheless, having a blast here. Can't wait to see how this other team does perform. Thanks for watching. Be safe, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.